Okay. How did the black man help white supremacy destroy the black community?
Read that one more time.
How did the black man help white supremacy destroy the black community?
I think that's a tough question. But I think that in a way, the black man kind of played into um, the character or the caricature of what white supremacy created as far as their role and who they are in society. Black men kind of fell into that. Maybe not fell into it, but were pushed into it and then stayed there and kind of built on it. So, like the whole deadbeat father idea, like of course white supremacy had its way of taking the black man outside of the home, but I do believe that a lack of accountability and a lack of awareness also to realize what was happening and what was taking place. I guess a part of awareness and self-awareness, not looking into, I guess, therapy sooner. Like we're just now getting to a place as a black community as a whole, looking into therapy and I guess therapeutic means to heal. Because I think that has a lot to do with the black family being destroyed. Like we're all broken in a sense. So I do think that in part it's due to black men not taking advantage of that or finding those resources, creating those resources for us and kind of just waiting on other people to do it for us.
How did the black woman help white supremacy destroy the black community?
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so you know it really male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Why can't you just say you don't know? Huh? Why can't you simply say you don't know instead of sitting there like like what you are, a fucking idiot, okay? I want you guys to take this as another teachable moment and shit and understand why you must leave our community and shit in order to rebuild it and shit. There's nothing to build with here in this community and shit, okay? It's a mess. All right, there aren't enough women. How about that? Why don't I just be charitable for once and shit, okay? Why don't I be charitable and say there's not enough women to build with, okay? There's nothing you can organically jumpstart the black community back to what it was or take it further and shit, all right? So you're gonna have to become citizens of the world, okay? You have to learn the second and third language, and learn how to move outside of this goddamn country. There's more than what you see in the fishbowl, okay? And she was asked a very simple question, all right? And I begrudge her nothing. Okay, if she was a misandrist, you know, just answer it and just say what you had to say. But she actually sat there. You could see the will. You could actually see her thinking. Okay, and you know why it is? Because she, you know, a lot of women in our community have this entitlement and shit. They have this sense of hubris that is all encompassing and shit. It's stifling to someone like me, you know, who's been through it for a couple of decades already. No, it's stifling and shit. So why would just tell her? I say, hey, if you don't know, just say it. Just say so. All she had to do is say, you know, I don't know. You know, I'll have to defer that question to a later time. You know, I haven't given it much thought. You know, she didn't say any of that shit. They always want to be the smartest person in the room when they're the dumbest person in the room. They're the easiest people to read, the biggest dupes and shit, you know? They're easy to lead around by the fucking nose. All you have to do is give them baubles and toys and shit, you know? You know, pay for the hair and nails and BBL or whatever the fuck, you know? All she had to say was, I don't know. Okay? No one, we don't know who she is. Okay? She could be some broad off the fucking street. You know, she's not a professor or PhD in any of that. And a lot of that is bullshit. You know, book knowledge is, you know, very different from being, you know, streetwise. All right? I know I'm tripping over my fucking words. And I don't know what to say, you know. It gets tiresome after a while and shit, looking at these women. You know, I'm thinking about it for my own fucking children and shit. And I like to see them have some hope of peer bonding and shit. But you know, I already got it in the fucking bag and shit. My older kid thinks like I do and shit for the most part. You know, and my younger kid, we're getting there. Okay, we're fucking getting there and shit. I want you guys out there. I want you to have a chance to be fucking happy and fulfilled and shit, and find out. You know, be complete. I want you to find out who you are, what your destiny is, or whatnot, legitimately, okay? And all these people, you know, women like this, all they're gonna do is provide some kind of fucking distraction and shit, or they're gonna be wholesale trying to stop you from doing what you want to do or what you think you want to do and shit because their needs come first and shit, okay? They're the smartest people in the room, but you know, the least prone to taking to accepting the L that they have, you know, the L they've been secretly holding for over 4 decades. I mean, goddamn, you seen it. This female, all she had to say was, "I don't know." When the guy asked her the question, we already knew that she didn't know shit. Okay, but she sat there and it gave her time to think and shit. It's very telling. I don't know who's doing these interviews on this fucking channel and shit, but you know, kudos for him for just letting it, you know, letting the camera roll and shit while she tried to figure out something to say. You know, something profound in her, you know, from her myopic point of view and shit, her sexist point of view. Right? How did black men destroy the community and shit? Well, I don't know. You know, we've been fighting this war for a very long fucking time and shit. And we've been fighting with both our arms tight, handcuffed behind our backs and shit, while you guys are the middle management for fucking white supremacy and shit, whether you want to admit it or not. When Gloria Steinem came into the community and shit, and her associates, you guys didn't hesitate to drink that fucking Kool-Aid and, you know, move into the projects and shit. Right? You didn't hesitate to drink that shit. And I can tell you, you know, at 54 years of age, I can tell you, having, you know, being a native from Chicago, south side of Chicago, I actually remember in my youth, man, in single digit age, going to like, I think Cabrini Green or something, you know, my mom or something. I think my mom went over there to visit a friend. And the shit seemed like it seemed pretty cool and shit. And I didn't know. I thought I was just at an apartment building. Didn't know I was like fucking Cabrini Green or nothing. And then years later and shit, my young life, in my 20s, my very early 20s, I was going past that housing project and shit. Some fucking kid, you know, from like, you know, over 300 meters away or whatever the fuck you want to, you know, how you measure the distance. He threw a fucking rock and it hit the window in the train I was riding as I went past. Shit, I couldn't believe that. You know, I couldn't believe that shit. I was taking a fucking L train to go somewhere, and this little motherfucker threw a rock, and the rock hit the, it hit the glass and shit. Now maybe it was Robert Taylor Holmes. All right, I don't know. They tore the shit down now. They torn all that shit down. They don't want no evidence of the crime. All that miseducation and the mismanagement of and all that putting people in boxes and shit. Just literally putting a person in a fucking box. All right, how did black men fuck up their communities? I'm still trying to figure that out. But if you ask me how black women fucked up the community, I could tell you like very quickly and shit. You motherfuckers drank the Kool-Aid and shit. You became mental management for white supremacy, a post which you staunchly hold today on either side of the political line, the left and the fucking right and shit. Okay? Every time you see one of these assholes from the minority majority, they got their what I call a democratic person shit, the fat black woman and shit next to them, or if you go on the Republican side, you got like a petite, fanatic and shit, run their fucking mouth. She may or may not be a foundational black American, and it really doesn't matter and shit. All right, what were the men gonna do when you allowed the outsiders to come in and steal their legacy and to take their homes away from them and shit? Okay, and build towns and communities and shit without the contribution of black men to this goddamn country. The motherfuckers probably could still be living in caves. And that's a fact.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.